Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rotoscopers YouTube, the #1 place for animation news, reviews, and interviews. In today's video, I'm going to talk about all of my unanswered questions from Frozen 2. I've seen the movie and I'm still super confused about certain things, so if you are too, then keep on watching. Alright, before I get into it, obviously I'm going to be talking about the plot of Frozen 2. So I actually give the entire plot right here in this video. It's the entire movie in 10 minutes, all the spoilers. So if you've seen the movie and you just want a refresher, or maybe you don't care and you just want to see the spoilers, check that one out. Alright, so leaving this movie, I had so many questions, and I was able to see it as press. I saw it about a week and a half early, so I had all these questions and I couldn't ask anyone because the movie wasn't out yet. I feel like even if I would have seen it opening day, I at least could have had multiple people on the internet that I could have gone and talked to. But luckily, I did have 3 friends that I was able to bounce questions off, so I want to give a shout out to Rachel Wagner, to Stanford Clark, and to Disco Dan, who were going back and forth with me on these unanswered questions. All right, my first and biggest unanswered questions about Frozen 2 are about Queen Iduna, right? So it turns out that she is Northuldra, and I just have so many questions. So my very first question, how did Queen Iduna become queen? Okay, so she's just a normal Northuldra girl. She saves Prince Agnarr, and she's able to get in the wagon with him, and they escape. Okay, but how did this random girl end up being queen? When they ended up getting home, was she kind of like adopted by the family? But that doesn't make sense because they'd be marrying like a pseudo sister. Who did she live with during this time? I have so many questions how a commoner ended up marrying the king. Disney, I need the answers. So let me know, what are your hypotheses about how she ended up being queen? All right, my next question about Queen Iduna has to do with all this knowledge that she has about Ahtohallan. Is this just information that all Northuldra people have because they live in the Enchanted Forest and they are so in tune with nature? Or is it something specific that she had? Because at the very beginning, you see her playing with the wind spirit, and it seemed like she definitely had a kinship with the wind spirit, but do all Northuldra have a kinship with all the spirits? I don't know, or was it just her? Did she have this special relationship? And so she tells this song, it's called All Is Found, and I'll include a link to the full lyrics if you're interested, because what she's able to do is she cryptically is telling Elsa and the daughters all the answers to your questions you'll be able to find at this very special place, Ahtohallan. But it seems like even her herself does not know the answers. You know, and she and the father end up getting on a boat and trying to traverse the dark sea, which we discover you cannot do. It's kind of like the Cave of Wonders. You are not worthy, you cannot enter. You will not be able to get past the knock and the spirits, right? Like you have to be really the one person, the bridge. What is this? So many questions. So was Ahtohallan a place where anyone could go to find answers? Or was it a place that just Elsa, meaning this 5th spirit, this very special person, could go to find answers? Right? Because if this is a song that they are singing, you think that tons of people would be searching for this. And as a result, tons of people would be dying in the Dark Sea, which I guess that's why it's called the Dark Sea. So that leads to my next question, which is why did Queen Iduna feel that she had to cryptically tell her daughters about Ahtohallan and do it through song? Was it because she didn't want the father knowing? I don't know. I'm assuming he knew that she was Northuldra, but maybe other people didn't. Are Northuldra bad? I mean, I guess they are kind of considered bad because of the clash that happens. And so she doesn't want anyone knowing the situation there, but why can't she just tell them the story as is? Like, why does it have to be weaved in this song? So, okay, so I have another question about Queen Iduna and what made Queen Iduna so special that she gave birth to Elsa, who had these powers, right? Because if she was just a normal Northuldra, then I would imagine that Northuldra people and Arendellians would, you know, marry or get together occasionally. Northuldra kind of do represent the spiritual world and the Arendellians are the physical world, right? So it makes sense that why Elsa maybe came to be because of the combination of these two people. But then where does that leave Anna, right? Like, why was Elsa the chosen one, the special one, and Anna was not? So was the mom someone super special? Like she was this chosen vessel? Sounds so cheesy. Like, did she have more powers and there was more to her than we were led on? But even then, why was Elsa born with powers? I feel like that was the question from the very beginning that we still don't have a clear answer to. It was like, oh, you're the fifth spirit, that's why, but why did that happen in the first place? Like, how did that come to be? How was she chosen? Was it just chance? I don't know. Guys, I think I sound like a crazy person. I'm looking into this too much. But I do think that people want to know where Elsa got her powers. That really is one of the biggest questions from the first movie, and we still don't have any answers. So my next question is about the voice. Why did the voice start now calling her? Why didn't it do it a long time ago? You know, it wasn't really clear like what had made her ready at this point to hear the voice and then accept the call. All right, my next question has to do with the spirits. And I talk about this in my spoiler review a little bit, but why are the spirits so drastically different, right? The water spirit is represented by the Knock, the water horse. We have the fire spirit, which is represented by the fire salamander, Bruni. We have the wind, which is represented by literally just wind. And then the fourth spirit is the earth spirit, which is represented by the giants. So I didn't understand, and especially the giants, I didn't really understand that the giants were the fourth spirit because the other three were individual things. And then the earth spirit was multiple things. There was a clan of giants. And so that was really confusing to me. And I don't know if this is perhaps explained in the underlying mythology of the Nordic area that they were researching and preparing for this film. I know there's a VR short called Myth of Frozen Tale, which goes more into the mythology of Frozen. But since it's VR, it has not been released widely, and so it didn't play before the movie, so I don't even know what's in it because very few people have seen that, so that's kind of frustrating. Yeah, so I was just confused about the four spirits. Even Bruni the fire salamander, it wasn't 100% clear to me that he was the actual spirit, right? I just thought, hey, he's just like this crazy fire salamander running around because these are the enchanted woods and crazy things happen. No. Yeah, why were there multiple giants? Why couldn't there have just been one giant? I think a giant in itself is big enough, and we could have accomplished everything in the plot with him destroying the dam, just throwing a bunch of boulders versus having multiple. You know? I don't know. And then also with the wind spirit, why is the wind spirit the only one that is actually the thing that it is? You know, so I feel like there was not consistency between these things. If you're gonna have the wind spirit be wind, then have the fire spirit literally be fire and the water spirit literally be water, right? So I didn't love that, and I'm still kind of confused. Okay, so my next question has to do with Elsa being the fifth spirit. So like, why Elsa, right? Because Elsa has ice powers. So why does having ice powers make you one to kind of be the bridge between these other four spirits? Ice is a subset of water. It's sort of, you know, if you think of Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's fire bending, water bending, air bending, earth bending, right? And then they even have like iron bending, which is a subset of earth bending. And that's how I feel about ice. Ice bending is a subset of water bending. And so it seems like she's definitely more in tune and akin with water or ice than she is some of these other ones. I guess I was just confused as, okay, you have ice powers, so now you're controlling or the bridge between these other four. I feel like it would have been cool if they would have turned her into more of an Avatar-like character where she was able to get some of these other elements, and then she truly could be the bridge between the spirits and this world, right? And she's this Avatar, all-powerful character. And again, if these all make sense to you, let me know in the comments, but these were things to me. It's been about 2 weeks since I saw the movie, and I'm still kind of like, huh? So why, when Elsa went to Ahtohallan, you know, in the lyrics, it does say that if you go too far, you will drown. And in this case, since Ahtohallan is not necessarily a river, it is a glacier, if you go too far, you will freeze. But what exactly was it that made Elsa go too far? It wasn't clear to me what step or what thing she did where she took it too far. Why, simply because the dam was broken, was she freed from that? All right, my next question has to do with the very end, but essentially, why did Elsa have to live in the Enchanted Forest? The Enchanted Forest isn't a place where only enchanted people can live, right? Because there's the Nilthuldra. They obviously are more in tune with the spirits, but they are not spirits in themselves, right? So why did she have to go and live there? Again, she's the bridge between the spiritual world and the physical world, so she does go back and forth. We see that she goes back to Arendelle. We're gonna have charade night. It's gonna be so fun. I hope to see see you there, even though you're like this mythical goddess now. So was the reason that Elsa left is just because she realized that she had a higher calling, that she no longer needed to be queen because that was kind of beneath her and she had a bigger role? I think that's it. But again, why couldn't she just still live in Arendelle? That wasn't like 100% clear to me. It was just like, no, I'm living here now. Okay. And then we do see that she goes back to Ahtohallan at the very, very end. So apparently there is a reason to go back, because it's sort of this place where you're able to go and get further knowledge and learn and kind of build. So that's my other question, is what other secrets does Ahtohallan have? I guess we'll never know because that's only for Elsa's eyes only, but I would like to know. Okay, I'm trying to think of any more unanswered questions. Okay, so I think that's about it for my unanswered questions for now, but I want to know your unanswered questions. First off, the questions that I had, let me know your answers and your hypotheses down below. And then if you have other ones that I did not talk about, let me know, because I am so curious. This movie opened up a huge can of worms. I feel like it left so many more unanswered questions than it answered. Well, it did answer a few. If you liked this video and you liked Frozen, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more Frozen videos. We have so many coming at you, so hit that notification bell so you can be notified as soon as they drop. Thank you so much for watching. I love Frozen. I've had such a great time doing this. So thank you again. And until next time, I'm Morgan, and this is the Rotoscopers YouTube.